Welcome to another video, everyone. Always happy to have you join me. Today's video, as the title shows, is all about my ride or die, best of the best, favorite, stranded on desert island, holy grail, oh my gosh, makeup products. Right? I'm sure this video category has come up in many different reincarnations. The latest one is called Ride or Die. FYI, I had to go an Urban Dictionary, ride or die, because when the term first came up, I wasn't sure what it meant. And then afterwards, I felt like I was just so uncool because I don't know like the terms and the slangs for these things. So if you know the origin of where ride or die comes from, leave me a comment and let me know. I'm just curious. Speaking of rolling and riding, I guess, the sun has decided that it's going to play a little peekaboo with us today, but I really just wanted to film and do like a chatty talky video. So we are going to do our best and just roll with whatever this weather brings. I'm not going to go out and try to adjust the exposure throughout the video. We'll see what happens and, you know, just talk about some beauty products. So I've got everything right here, and I have a challenge for all of you. If you have been watching my videos for a very long time, you will for sure know some of my favorites, which are in this bag. I'd love for you to go and just guess what I'm going to pick for each category. There's all the common categories. I'll list the category before I show the product, just to give you a sec to think about it. And at the end of the video, leave me a comment and let me know how many items you got right. Are you ready? Let's go. In no particular order, because all my goodies are jumbled up in the bag right here. In the category for eyeshadow palettes. You're guessing which one's my favorite? It's actually one I don't talk about very often, which is, I guess, unfortunate, but also because it just blends into the background, and I use it a lot actually, but because I haven't been doing tutorials and things like that, I haven't really brought it up to the forefront. And that is actually the Uemura Nude Palette. Many people I know chose the Urban Decay or even the Lorac or Tarte or something like that, but I really like this one because it's got full-size shadows. It's got different textures and finishes to give you a variety of natural to going out to party to glam, all kinds of looks. And I think shoe shadows are really high quality for the fact that they just gives you so much creative control and variety. So I can't be absolutely certain if this was a limited edition palette or not, but I'm pretty sure you can get most of these colors in the singles as a full size to mix into your own palette. But if I were to pick just one pre-made palette, I think I'd have to go with the shoe one. Now, lashes. This should come as no surprise. I've talked about these loads, and my favorite lashes are from Kiss. They used to be the Dolly Wink, but because they're so hard to get hold of overseas, they're expensive, you gotta buy them online in a really expensive little Asian store in the middle of nowhere because they stock them. I've gone with these ones, and truly they have become the lashes that I wear most often because they're inexpensive, easy to get a hold of. I usually get mine over at London Drugs. These are the Kiss Look So Natural Tapered End Lashes, and the key here is the tapered end. I'm wearing a pair of them today. They are just uber comfortable to wear. Great for both monolids as well as double eyelids, or if you have smaller eyes. This series aren't too long and they're not too voluminous, so it doesn't weigh down your eyes or make you feel really uncomfortable. Best lashes ever, excellent price point. You can reuse them. I've done and reuse mine for up to like 20 times, which blows people's minds away. But if you take really great care of your falsies, you can use them a plethora of times. Alright, highlighters. Now, this is a drugstore goodie, and it is the Physicians Formula. Let me see if I can get this right. Powder Palette Mineral Glow Pearls in the shade Translucent Pearl. There's a couple different shades of this. This is my shade. Because I am lighter on the spectrum, this actually does show up very well on my skin. So if you are paler, look for this one. It is expensive in terms of a drugstore product, but in the realm of highlighters nowadays, this is really, I think, affordable, and there's a ton in here. I don't think I've ever actually finished using one because you really don't need a lot for your face, and it's just a really pretty, finely milled glow to your skin. Really, really lovely. time for primers. I am usually not a big fan of primers, as you probably know, but I have recently fallen in love with one, and I've been using this pretty frequently as my sole primer whenever I needed one for the past, I want to say half a year, if not almost a year. And that is the Paul & Joe Moisturizing Primer. There's a couple different reincarnations of this. I think they're essentially very, very similar. I think the newest release is either called the N or the S or something. But you can buy these at select Shoppers Drug Marts or anywhere that carries Paul & Joe overseas here in Canada. This is really a magazine favorite. Whenever I read Japanese magazines, they always talk about this. And once I actually tried it out when Paul & Joe became available here, I mean, they're right. It is a really nice primer, especially if you have combination skin. It's a good way to balance your skin without being too oily or too dry. If you have dehydrated skin, this is excellent. I would say this is almost the another version of the Laura Mercier moisturizing primer. It is silicone free, I'm pretty certain, and it just feels really comfortable on the skin. Keeps my skin moist, so makeup sits well over top and gives another extra couple of hours to the wear of my foundation. So what's not to love over here? Now I added the extra category of a BB or CC cushion, those cushion foundations, because I do have a lot of them and I think they're a different category than a pure foundation, which I'll talk about in just a second as well. So if you have guessed, my favorite cushion foundation is actually Laneige. This is the newest reincarnation of the BB cushion. There's a couple of different ones since a couple of years ago. I think this is great, and I do think it is worth the, let's say, the reformulation, because number one, the expanded shades. Number two, the colors are, I think the colors were tweaked a bit, so they're just a little bit more translucent on the skin. It still gives a medium coverage, but it really blends into the skin nicely without a powdery finish. Just excellent. I would wear this every single day if I didn't have all the other things to kind of play around with, but really, desert island, holy grail, ride or die, whatever you want to call it, this stuff is excellent. In the blush category, I'm going to give you a second to guess here, because this is a product that's been with me for a very long time. They have just keep repackaging the product, renaming the product, but I still think it's an excellent product, and it is a drugstore product, and if you are good and you wait out for that Shoppers Drug Mart sale, it goes down to $3.99 a pop and it will last you a long time. We're talking the Rimmel Lasting Finish Blush. I have a couple of shades. This shade is probably the one I wear most often. It's called Pink Sorbet. It's not super bright pink, not Barbie pink, just a bit of a more muted, slightly peachy pinky tone. Really, this is my universal blush color. I'm about a MAC NC15, NC20, depending on the season, more like 20 right now, because it's summer or the end of summer, but it's foolproof. It's the one I take when I go out on vacation or I go traveling because it's inexpensive. I won't cry if it breaks, if I lose it, if whatever happens, but it works. It always works. It always looks pretty. It doesn't look powdery on the skin, which is very important for me. I don't like products that look like a lot on the face. I would say the texture is very comparable to high-end blushers without paying the high-end price. Now, the category of favorite perfume, I don't think I've talked about this very frequently, and it's actually not a fragrance I wear most often, but it is a very special one to me, and I do consider it my signature or my favorite perfume of all time so far, and that is the Guerlain Samsara perfume. This is exquisite. It's an oriental. It's not the type of scent I would usually gravitate towards. I don't have very many kind of oriental fragrances, but this one just really speaks up to me. The main notes are jasmine and sandalwood, and I was at a recent luncheon with the global makeup artist for Guerlain, and he was talking about how all of their fragrances are made with as many natural scents and fragrances and ingredients as possible. They go out of their way to be sustainable. They go out of their way to source the best sandalwood, and if you are a lover of sandalwood, you know that the synthetic and the real deal, there is a bit of a difference, and pure sandalwood is just so absolutely lovely. So this is my favorite fragrance. Eyebrows, super simple but super fussy. I'm not excellent at my eyebrows. I talk about this in every single video. You guys know this. But the best eyebrow I've got so far in a single step product is probably still the Anastasia Brow Wiz. Expensive, runs out really quickly. I've tried a lot of the alternatives, drugstore and high-end, with the skinny pencils. The color is just not quite the same. The consistency is not quite the same. The Anastasia is still the best one out there. In the category of eyeliners, I've got both a pencil liner as well as a liquid liner. I don't use pencils very often, but I do use them to fill in the gaps between my lashes if I do falsies, or use them to tightline or use on my bottom lash line. And for that, I think the most long-lasting, long-wearing, everything-proof, like post-apocalyptic eyeliner I've ever used so far has to be the Uemura drawing pencil. These are a couple years new, but they're really excellent. I'm holding the purple one because I've used the black one completely down to nothing. It is expensive, so I do have a cheaper alternative that I use. It's not quite as good, but it's pretty good. But if I were to go out and just splurge on one, it will have to be the Shoe. For liquid liners, I hoed and hummed over a couple of different options. I mean, there was my kind of teenage option, which I still love and have, by the way. But I think the one I actually used most often and just is easy to use is the Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Liner. Now, I will say this goes head to head with the Dolly Wink Liquid Liner, which is a brush pen format. This one is a felt pen format, but I do use this most frequently, I would say, and it does last very well throughout the day. You know, I'm a lover of the wing. I'm wearing a metallic brown wing, by the way, courtesy of Elizabeth Arden's new like liquid liners. They're super gorgeous. I'm planning to do a makeup tutorial with those coming up soon. Just doing a little test run today. But the Stila is great. Basic black, super dark, easy to use, has a longer tip, which is great if you love a very extended and dramatic wing. In the category of foundation, this is a little silly, but I actually do not have my Holy Grail Ride or Die foundation with me, like in the physical object, because I need to go out and repurchase and get a new one. And I've been putting it off for a while because, like, you know, I do have a lot of foundations and I want to go through a few products first before going back to that one. But without a doubt, my Ride or Die favorite foundation has to be, insert picture right here, the MAC Face and Body foundation. It is the perfect consistency for my preference, combination skin, easily dehydrated skin. It stays and sits over my skin so beautifully even without a primer. I love it. I love the way it looks on the skin, and the sun decided to go down, but regardless, it's a cult favorite, is a makeup artist favorite. It is worth every penny in my opinion. If I were to lose all of my foundations and start from scratch, that would still be the first one I would go to. FYI, if you go to a pro store, you can actually buy the larger, I believe it's 120 ml, and you can split it between friends if you're similar colors. They do offer a 30 ml of the face and body. They do make that more expensive per milliliter than the 120 large size, so I always get the large size. It lasts a good amount of time. So favorite foundation right there, the MAC Face and Body. Now for lip gloss. I am usually not a lip gloss type of girl. I prefer lipsticks, love something super creamy, saturated, colorful, you know what I mean. But there is one that if I were to wear a lip gloss, this is the one to go for. And FYI, I don't like doing the lipstick with the gloss over it because I don't like putting my wand over the lipstick and then it gets stained with the lipstick and have to put it back in the lip gloss tube. It just seems all very nonsensical to me. So I usually wear my lip gloss on its own or just with a bit of liner. And my favorite ones, because they're so smooth, inexpensive, nice kind of sheer to medium pigment colors, has to be the Rimmel Stay Glossy. Right here, I have this constant fear that very soon they're going to discontinue this because this has been out for a long time and it's not a product they promote very often, so it often gets overlooked as they keep releasing new lip glosses and lip products. But these guys are almost like a gel consistency. They're super comfortable to wear on the lips. I can wear them for ages, and they really do stay glossy. Now, runner-up favorite has to be the Dior glosses. I have a soft spot for Dior, but I think these ones beat out the Dior just by a bit because I think they're more accessible and they're also less expensive. Okay, now I'm panicking a little bit because I can see the clock ticking and I feel like this is going to be a horrendously long video. So 2 more things to go. My favorite liquid lipstick, and this might come as a surprise to you if you're not a frequent visitor of my channel, but my favorite liquid lip is actually not a super matte liquid lip. I prefer something that just is almost a suede finish versus a true matte, because I find it accentuates the lines on my lips. I have naturally very wrinkly lips. It's drying. It's all kinds of business I don't want to deal with. So my favorite liquid lipstick is actually this one, the Revlon Ultra HD Matte Lip Color. This is not a true matte, let me say that again, but it is a beautiful kind of suede-like velvety finish. So gorgeous. All the colors are super wearable. I've been sent a few from PR. I've bought a few myself. I have a pretty good collection, and these are kind of my stunner shades. If I want to be just stunning that day, I will wear one of these, and I almost always get complimented on them. Last up, this is the best for last. This is my favorite mascara, and I have been a true loyal fan of this brand, and in particular this range of mascaras, since I was a teenager and since when I first started wearing makeup. I've been around the block, high end, low end, but I gotta say this range as a whole is an absolute favorite, and these are the Maybelline Volume Express mascaras. Now, I gotta say, they keep coming out with different versions of this. I currently have the Chaotic Lash. I don't love the Chaotic Lash. I love the more original formulas. I guess the Volume Express, the other yellow packaging, is the one I use most often. I don't have it with me right now because I bought this one to try. Volume Express as a whole is just excellent. I've used them since they were in the dark navy tube with the silver ring in the middle. They're just great. They're inexpensive. They always work for me. The waterproof is actually waterproof and holds a curl on my lashes. Gotta give mad love to the Maybelline Volume Express range. And we have reached the end of this ride or die makeup tag. There is nothing left in here anymore. I want to know how many categories you guessed correctly for my favorite makeup products in this video. Let me know down below. I know some of you will probably actually score pretty high if you've been watching me for a while now. A lot of these are just really old favorites, shall we say. I've been talking and using them for a long time. If you're feeling extra chatty, I would love to hear some of your ride or die favorite products, either in any or all of these categories. Leave me a comment down below or hit me up over on social media and let me know. I really actually miss just turning on the camera and doing a live talking video. It's been a while, really, because I've been practicing my voiceover videos, just trying new formats and trying new ways to create video content, and just doing some practice as well, right? You don't get good at stuff without practicing. So once in a while, it's still nice just to talk to you live like this, and I really hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. All right, until next time, take wonderful care of yourself, enjoy the last bit of sunshine in the early fall, and I will see you next week in another video. Bye for now.